sleep. I just turned British. I still can't imagine. Well, I'm telling you, my journey was not that easy. So for today's video, I've decided I will share my experience how I achieved my naturalization here in the UK. I'm not an immigration officer, so you know what I mean, yeah? So I'm just sharing my experience, of course. But of course, please do your research. I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, World Remit. What are you waiting for? Download the app.
Simple pero rock.
So as you know, your homie, this person, is a nurse. And I came here in the UK nearly 7 years now. I came here back in 2017. To be honest, I was not planning to work abroad, but I think there was a time it was really exhausting to work as a nurse in the UK. Honestly, one of the most important factor I decided to go here in the UK, it's because my friends started going to the UK. And of course, I don't want to be left behind. Remember, Ohana means family. So that's why I think I've decided, okay, let's go. I want to experience like London and see those beautiful places in the UK. Of course, I want to take IG photo. One of my reasons why. So when I decided to pursue my career, of course, I took the IELTS first. To be honest, in my own opinion, the English examination or the IELTS is one of the hardest amongst the examinations that you go through. Why? Because number one, of course, obviously, English is not the first language in the Philippines. And I think during my time, people were only taking the IELTS. Now, we have another option, which is the OET. So according to people, they said or they say that OET is a lot easier compared to IELTS. I think the reason for that is because OET is more specific to the profession, such as nursing. Compared to IELTS, when you take it, the questions will be like general. I still remember the question that I had during my speaking exam. I was asked, what is your favorite building? I can still remember that question because my answer there, it was the Burj Khalifa. Remember during that time, 2016, 17, Burj Khalifa was not finished yet, or it was just about to be like completed. So if you don't know what Burj Khalifa is, it's the tallest building in the world. And of course, now, instead of doing the IELTS and OET, you have the other option, which is the SIFE, or the supporting or the supporting information for employers. So it's for those people who lived in the UK and meet certain eligibility criteria. So if you don't know what SIFE is and you think you're eligible, go to the comment section or the description box below and click the link so you'll learn more about the SIFE pathway. At the latter quarter of 2016, I prepared for my exams, I think for just 3 months. I enrolled myself in like a well-known review center in Manila. And I remember I only attended like classes or like once a week, and the rest I just practice on my own time. I still remember I go to McDonald's with my colleagues. We practice writing, so we just keep writing after work. And then I made sure I booked my exam myself for the examination immediately, because if you book your examination as soon as possible, you will be forced to really study, and at least you will be able to like set your goals, your targets. Because I know some people, they don't have any pressure probably. I know some people, they just keep studying and studying and studying, and then once they feel they are ready, then they book their examination. But me, you know me, I just go for it. Yeah, I just went for it. So when I decided I need to go to the UK, well, I just booked the exam, studied, and there. I'm so lucky. Why? Because I only took the IELTS once, okay? But I had to apply for remarking because I did not meet the required score for writing. Probably most of you or some of you who's watching this video, probably writing is probably also your weakest subtest for the IELTS or the OET. So I think I missed the mark like zero point 0.5. So I applied for the marking, and then after a couple of weeks, I received my score and they changed the score. It was higher. So luckily I met the requirements. So I think, as far as I remembered, I received a reimbursement. So if you apply for a remarking, and of course if your score changed or went up, you will get a reimbursement for the remarkings. I don't know if it's still the same, but you can check, of course, on the website. After I completed my IELTS, I then applied to a local agency. You know, I was so lazy. I just submitted my application to the nearest agency. Well, but according to my friends, it's one of the best agencies in Manila. So, well, I was able to do face-to-face interviews straight away. I remember when I submitted my application, I don't have any idea where in the UK I'm going to work, or even the difference between England, Great Britain, you know, the topic. Yeah, I don't even know the difference between England and Great Britain and the UK. I just applied. And I'm hoping that destiny will take me here where I'm sitting now. Kids, yeah, don't do this at home. Please do your research when you're applying for a job. You might get in trouble. But yeah, I mean, I think I was fearless that time. After applying or submitting my documents to the agency, I received an email saying that I was due for an interview. I was so nervous. Fast forward to the day of the interview. So representatives from the UK came to the agency, and we had a face-to-face interview. I still remember because of course the interview took place like work week. So I said to my manager, manager, can I go for like a leave on this day because I miss my family. I want to go home. So of course I had to make it convincing, make it dramatic. To my manager, if you're watching this video, I'm really sorry. I had to lie, yeah? But I made you proud, hopefully. So don't judge me, yeah? I know I'm not the only one. Okay. Going back to my story, I was so nervous and I had to bring my A game. I can still clearly remember that the room was full of applicants that day, and they started introducing all like the interviewers, and I was thinking, oh my god, shit, this really happening. There's no turning back. Side note, some of the interviewers became my colleague when I came to the UK. So, what a turn of events. When my name was called, I think I was about to pass out. I started calling all the saints to give me all the powers so I can use proper prepositions, pronouns, correct subject verb agreement, and even conjunctions during my interview. Trust me, when they asked the very last question, I felt a sigh of relief. That was an experience. I honestly thought after the interview, I think I will get the job. Because to be honest, the questions were like, for me, it was just straightforward and easy. To be honest, I'm always optimistic. After a couple of days, I managed to receive an email saying, I made it. There you go. I was so happy, of course, and grateful for the opportunity. The application process started. So the agency guided me how to apply to the NMC. After that, they helped me register for my computer-based test. So it's the CBT, one of the examinations to get registered here in the UK as a nurse. Honestly, I did not review much for this examination compared to the IELTS. According to my friends, you can do it. Just believe in the magic. The agency sent couple of files or reading materials for the CBT. I think I browsed it, but it's a lot. It's a lot of pages. It's too much. On the day of the examination, I was like cramming. You know how it's like a student. I was just asking my friends, what question did you get during your examination? So I was hoping, or I was praying that I'll get the same questions. Well, of course not. I can't remember any of those questions now. But I think nowadays, if you prepare for your CBT, there are like websites now or practice questions, online resources now. There are practice questions now that you can access. You are lucky, guys. Yeah, during my time, it's just books. You have to review. Oh my god, I feel old by saying that. So the exam was multiple choice, so I was hoping God that He will shine the light on the correct letter. And well, within 24 hours, I received my result. The following day, yeah, I think in the morning. Oh my god, I was relieved because again, uh, I can do it again, and I don't want to pay again. You know, as a nurse in the Philippines, you know how it's like. I'm just curious for those people who's watching this video abroad. Can you leave a comment if you can still remember how much you earned when you were a nurse in your home country or in the Philippines? Yeah, put in the comment section. I remembered. I think 6,000 pesos. I think that's my first salary as a nurse, and 6,000 is already a lot. Some people receive nothing during my time. So after the CBT, I completed all the documents required for the application. And I think couple of weeks, I received my decision letter to do the second part of the NMC test of competence. Guys, believe me, I really thought that the CBT was the very last examination needed for you to get your pen. I remember my friend saying, "Are you ready for the OSCE?" I look at my friend, clueless. What are you talking about? Well, I only learned about the OSCE when I arrived in the UK. So during my time, you can only take the OSCE once you complete the CBT in the IELTS or the English examination. And you can only do it once you arrive in the UK. Now, you can take the examinations in any order. You can start with the OSCE or you can start with CBT and then you take your English examination. So the exams, you can do it in any order. But still, you can only do the OSCE here in the UK. Fast forward to October 2017. The time has come to conquer the UK. Honestly, it's my first time flying abroad. I was so unsure what I was doing, what to pack, and I was thinking, will I ever find rice in the UK? That was my concern. I can still remember after receiving our visa, there was no mention of the target date when we will fly to the UK. Our flight details was only revealed 2 days before the actual thing. Can you imagine how short the preparation was? I don't think I had a proper farewell or I said goodbye to my friends. So if any of my friends watching this video, if you're wondering where I went in the last 6 years, I went here in the UK. So here am I now in my new place. Oh, before I forget, did you notice I have a new background because I have a new flat. I have a new flat. We have a new setting, you know. So when I came here in the UK, I live in Reading. For most of my life here in the UK, I lived in Reading. That was memorable, the day one. Why? Because after having 20 hours or nearly 20 hours of flight travel, when we arrived in the UK, we were given a hospital tour and the surroundings. Can you imagine? I was so exhausted. And on top of that, yeah, I couldn't understand what the hell they're saying. My mind was fried. It was empty like any other day. I was thinking, can we just go to bed? But no, let's make day one productive. Let's tour the entirety of town and the hospital. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. And the sun was out. It was not that cold. It was cold, but not that cold. And it was sunny. So that's a good thing. And of course, My favorite memory in the UK is when I received my first salary. It's a lot of money. For me, yeah, during that time, I think I was rich. I think I already planned for my future. I think I want to buy a new phone, a new house. I want to venture to like new business, create new dreams, aspirations. Yeah, I think I should stop nursing that time because I was rich, but I was just delulu. I was just delusional. Instead of doing that, I just shared my first salary to my family and I used World Remit. World Remit, a trusted remittance app for sending money home. They are super reliable, super fast, and very easy to use. Just download the app from the Play Store or App Store and follow the easy steps that create an account. Once set up, you are good to go. And of course, do not forget to use my promo code EMER to get an additional £15 on your first transaction. So what are you waiting for? Use World Remit. We started the OSCE training and the rest is history. So we'll save that for another story. Fast forward to 2022. That's my fifth year in the UK. So that was the time I applied for my indefinite leave to remain or the ILR. Guys, trust me, it cost a fortune. It's nearly 3,500. So please save for this. So cut your Amazon spending for now, yeah, and start saving. For the ILR, there were loads of documents you need to submit, such as your employment contract, letter from your employer about your holidays. You also need to complete a lengthy application form. I can't remember how many pages that was. And on top of that, you have to pass another test called Live in the UK. Okay, let's practice. Answer this question on the screen and let's see if you will pass the examination. Here you go. Alright, well done. If you answered letter C, well done. You are correct. You are now one step closer in becoming a new UK citizen. So guys, to prepare for this examination, just download the free app. There are like free apps that you can download and practice answering, yeah? Save yourself from buying the book. To be honest, I did not read the book. Just download the app and then just practice those questions. Trust me, some of those questions appeared on my examination, if not all. Yeah, or I think, yeah, most of it. I think I'm lying. Yeah, most of the practice questions on the app appeared in my examination. And there is one particular YouTube video that I watched. He explained how to remember all the answers in one go. So just look for it. Or if I find it, I'll put it in the description box below. Another fast forward. December 2023. The time has finally come once again to submit my British citizen application. Again, if you want more details, if you're eligible to apply, just go to the UK website .gov.uk to see all the criteria, the application process, etc., and to check if you are eligible. The requirements for the citizenship a lot easier compared to the ILR. Of course, there is the standard lengthy online application. You need to provide, of course, your passports, and of course, including the passport where your or initial visa was placed or issued. Your IELTS, your previous IELTS, your old IELTS. There will be a question in there if English was the medium of communication used during university. I think something like that. There was a question about that. And it's a yes or a no answer only. So I was advised to answer no. In the Philippines, of course, I mean, all universities, they teach in English. I just tick no because if yes, you have to provide an additional document to prove that. But if you take no, IELTS will suffice as a proof of your English proficiencies. I just learned that from friends. And one more thing, you have to provide two reference. When you apply, you will be able to download the reference form. So I think towards the end of application. So once you download it, it will tell you. I mean, of course, there will be a criteria. If my memory serves me right, one should be a professional, someone who knows you but not related to you, something like that. Yeah. So, yeah, it will be written on the reference form. So you need two. After completing all requirements and submitted, I paid another 1,500, nearly 1,500 for this. Yeah. So can you imagine how much money I spent in the last 2 years of my life? That's why I don't have any money at the moment. So 3,500. 3,500 plus 1,500. That's a lot in total. After that, I booked my biometrics. And during my biometrics, the officer said, oh, the application or the decision will be, I mean, you will receive the decision after 2 to 6 months. I mean, I'm thinking it's a long time waiting again. So after my biometrics, the waiting game started. December, January, February, March, I received the decision. So after 3 months only, I received the decision, and it says there my application for naturalization has been approved. So I'm now a British citizen, but not official yet until I do my ceremony. During your application, you will be asked where you want to have your ceremony. So I chose the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea because I believe that I will live there. Guys, remember this. You can no longer change it once you submit it, yeah? So please don't select an area where you cannot possibly go. Well, I was just hoping I'm going to live here. Here? So I'm now living here in Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. Well, when I was trying to change it to somewhere else because there were no immediate available dates. So I was checking, can I do the ceremony somewhere else? But I don't think you can change it because I think the code or your reference will be unique to the borough where you submitted your application. It's not a long wait, but I was hoping it will be faster. So, on the day, of course, I made sure I look good, of course, for the photo and all. My house, I live like 15-20 minute bus ride from Kensington Town Hall. I had a 10 o'clock ceremony, so I woke up like early 8 o'clock, get dressed, get ready, and then took the bus from my house to Kensington Town Hall. Of course, coffee is the first agenda for the day. I can't live without a coffee. And did I mention I was so excited? My ceremony was due at 10 o'clock, so I traveled like 8:30. Oh no, I traveled at 8 o'clock to Kensington Town Hall because I wanted to have breakfast first. When I arrived there, people were already waiting. They were looking good and all glammed. The atmosphere was so great and everyone was so happy. I guess we were all happy and grateful that the day has finally come. I know there were loads of people, and everyone in the room, we had like different stories to share about how we got to this place. I know there were lots of people in there and they had lots of stories to tell. And it would be nice to hear their story, isn't it? At the end of the ceremony, we were given our naturalization certificate, which contains a serial number we used to apply for our UK passport. Yay! So that day was really fun and memorable. People were so happy. I saw people even crying. So after I received my certificate, I started another application for the passport. It was easy. I mean, you just need your naturalization certificate. You have to send it. You have to post it to the passport services. You also need to post your old passports. So yeah, after 2 weeks, ta-da! There you go. See, shining, shimmering, splendid. This is my UK passport. I no longer need to travel, or I no longer need to queue on all other passports. There you go. Well, it's getting late now. I have to go back to sleep. If you want to know more, ask away. Ask it on the comment section. I'll be happy to answer your questions to the best of my knowledge. And again, Don't forget to, of course, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and of course, give this video a thumbs up. See you in the next one.